It's 2 a.m. and you're warm and comfy, and you've just fallen asleep when it happens. That familiar pressure, that signal you can't ignore. You're getting up for the second, third, or fourth time tonight. You're groping for your slippers in the darkness. You're frightened about stumbling over the rug. You're worried about falling. And you know deep down that when your alarm goes off in the morning, you'll be fatigued. Now, I specialize in men's health, but I'd like to be extremely clear. Nocturia, the issue we're discussing today, affects both men and women equally. In fact, it is one of the most prevalent complaints I receive from all of my patients over the age of 60, regardless of gender. So, the story I'm telling and the advice I'm about to give you are applicable to anyone who is tired of waking up. And I promise you that I will not waste your time. Then, I'll tell you 6 genuine, practical, workable tips that you may begin utilizing now to receive some relief. And you must stick with me until the end. I've kept the 6th and final suggestion for last, since it is, without a doubt, the most crucial piece of advice you'll ever receive on this subject. It's the one that links the dots and safeguards your long-term health. But before we begin, I'd like to learn something from you. Where are you watching this video, and what time is it now? Please share in the comments. I read each message, and it makes me feel closer to you. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and turn on the bell symbol. That way, you'll never miss another health advice designed specifically for seniors like you. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, let's get right into the big one. The myth that causes widespread alarm. Myth number 1. Waking up to pee is a fatal sickness. This is something I see everywhere. You key in your symptoms and get these terrifying clickbait stories that make your blood run cold. They tell you it's a sure symptom of terminal kidney failure or advanced heart disease, and your mind races. You lie awake at 3 a.m., but this time you are afraid. I'd like you to take a deep breath with me now, in and out, okay? Let us get things straight, right now. Nocturia is not a disease. This is a symptom. That is all. It is a signal. This is your body's check engine light. Is it annoying? Yes. Is this exhausting? Absolutely. Can it, and this is a critical question, be an indication of an underlying problem that requires attention? Yes, it can. And we will discuss exactly what to do about it. However, in the vast majority of cases, particularly among people over the age of 60, it is an extremely prevalent condition. You're not alone in this. Millions and millions of your friends, neighbors, and peers are experiencing the same thing. Panicking does not help. It simply boosts your blood pressure and exacerbates your sleep problems. It does help to become a detective for your own body. What is it trying to tell me? Our goal today is not to panic. The goal is to learn why and then devise a plan. So, here's your first micro tip. The next time you feel panic mounting, I want you to reframe your thoughts. Stop claiming that my body is broken and I'm dying. Start by declaring, my body is sending me a message, and I'm going to learn how to read it. That adjustment in perspective alters everything. It transitions you from a victim to an investigator. And, speaking of helping, if you are one of the millions of individuals who wake up twice, 3 times, 4 times, or even 5 times per night, please do me a favor and touch the like button right below this video. It is free for you, but it informs the YouTube computers that this is an essential movie, and they will show it to more individuals who are exhausted, anxious, and simply want to get a good night's sleep. Thank you so much for it. Okay, we have stopped panicking. But now, we have to deal with all of the advice we've received. This brings us directly into myth number 2. Myth number 2. Simply drink less water all day long. This sounds really rational, doesn't it? Less liquid goes in, less comes out. Simple. Except that this is one of the most harmful pieces of advice you could possibly take. What happens when you dry yourself out all day? First, you become dehydrated. Dehydration is a serious issue for anyone over the age of 60. Dehydration causes dizziness. Dizziness causes falls. We all know how hazardous a fall can be. Dehydration also causes disorientation, constipation, and kidney stones. Here's the irony. When you're dehydrated, your pee gets more concentrated. It is darker. It is more acidic. And the concentrated urine might irritate the lining of your bladder, making you feel the need to go even more frequently. It is the exact opposite of what you want. But here's the real kicker. Your blood becomes thicker. That's correct. Your heart, which is already working hard, must work harder to shuttle that thick, sludgy blood around. So what occurs at 7 p.m.? You're parched. You're so thirsty you could drink a gallon. So you make up for it by drinking 2 or 3 large glasses of water or iced tea immediately before bed. And you've just purchased 3 tickets to the restroom lottery. You've assured that you'll be up all night. You need to drink water on a daily basis. Your body is more than 60% water. Your cells require it. Your brain requires it. Your joints require it. The answer isn't less water. The answer is smarter water. Your micro tip is to front-load your fluids. Think of yourself like a plant. You water a plant in the morning, correct? So it has the entire day to use the water. Do the same with your body. From the moment you wake up to around 2 or 3 p.m., the afternoon is optimum hydration time. Drink up. After 3 p.m., you will begin to taper off. You do not cut yourself off. You only sip. You do not gulp. Become a morning plant. This takes us to myth number 3. This is the one that has led folks down the wrong path for years. Myth number 3. For guys, it's 100% your prostate, while for women, it's a weak bladder. For the gentleman watching, the moment you mention getting up at night, your friend adds, "Oh, it's your prostate." 100%, guaranteed. So you go to the pharmacy and buy every bottle of prostate-fixing pills you can find, spending hundreds of dollars on supplements that may or may not help. And you females are told, "Oh, honey, after kids, it's just a weak bladder. You need to complete your Kegel exercises, so you're doing Kegels at every red light, but you still wake up 3 times per night." Now, can an enlarged prostate be a factor? Yes. It can make it more difficult to empty your bladder entirely. Can a weak pelvic floor be an issue? Of course. However, for a large proportion of persons over 60, this is not the primary issue. Your bladder is often the source of the problem, not the container. The issue is with the manufacturer, namely, your kidneys. The problem isn't that your bladder is weak or compressed. The issue is that your kidneys produce a lot of urine at night. There is a medical term for this, and it's useful to know. Nocturnal polyuria. Nocturnal denotes night. Poly means numerous. The term urea refers to urine. You are literally peeing too much at night. Your bladder is simply performing its job. It's a dumb container. It fills up, and when it is full, it sends the message, "Hey boss, we're at capacity down here. It's time to empty." You may have the strongest bladder in the world, but if your kidneys pour a quart of fluid into it overnight, you will need to get up. Period. The true question is not, why is my bladder weak? The underlying question is, why are my kidneys working overtime at night? Surprisingly, the answer is not always found in your bladder. It is located in your heart, circulation, and ankles. Here's your micro tip for now. Don't blame your bladder. For one day, simply stop. Instead of being upset with your bladder, focus on your feet. Remove your socks before going to bed tonight. Look at your ankles. Are they puffy? Do your socks leave a deep line that lasts for a while? If the answer is affirmative, you've discovered major clue number 1. Okay, myth number 4 seems so natural, but it's a concealed trap. Myth number 4. A warm drink of milk, kefir, or relaxing tea before bed will help me sleep. This is grandma's recipe for a good night's sleep, right? Simply have a warm glass of milk or a soothing cup of chamomile tea before going to bed. It will help you relax, and it does. It's soothing. It's a pleasant routine. You consume the warm liquid, you get in bed, you feel at ease, you drift off. At 1:30 a.m., your eyes spring awake. The signal is back. Here's the terrible reality, and I'm sorry to have to tell you. Your kidneys do not care if a beverage is relaxing. Your kidneys don't know whether it's probiotic kefir or pricey sleepy time tea. Your kidneys consider all liquid to be the same. Cups are cups. That's 8 ounces of fluid that needs to be treated. And your body's really efficient. It takes around 90 minutes to 2 hours for the drink to pass from your lips, via your stomach, into your bloodstream, and be processed by your kidneys before entering your bladder. You're basically setting a timer to wake yourself up. You are not doing anything wrong by wanting to remain calm, but you're using the incorrect tool for the job. You are utilizing a drink to treat a sleep problem, but you are causing a bladder problem. Your micro tip is to modify your ritual. If you enjoy the warm, soothing sensation, stick with the process. Simply change the tool. Instead of a warm drink, use a warm compress. Grab a washcloth, run it under hot water, wring it out, and place it on your face or the back of your neck for a minute. Alternatively, try using a heating pad to your lower back for 10 minutes before going to bed. You receive the same calm, warm signal to your brain, but with no liquid. Same comfort. No alarm. Now we'll discuss myth number 5. This one isn't simply wrong. It's actively risky. Please listen very carefully to this one. Myth number 5. I take a water pill to manage my blood pressure. I'll take it at night to calm my mind before sleeping. Many people over the age of 60 take diuretics, sometimes known as water pills, to treat high blood pressure or leg swelling. Examples include furosemide, Lasix, and hydrochlorothiazide, HCTZ. And the rationale seemed to make sense. I'll take the Wadi pill at 8 p.m. It will clear everything out by 10 p.m. Then I'll be empty and able to sleep the entire night. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of how these drugs work. I cannot emphasize this more. Do not do this unless your doctor has specifically instructed you to do so for an extremely unusual and specific reason. This is what truly happens. You took the water pill at 8 p.m. It does not function immediately. It begins to have its maximum effect at 11 p.m., and the tremendous effect lasts for hours. You have not emptied the tank for the night. You have just activated a fire hose that will operate till 11 p.m., until 3 in the morning. You will not be getting up twice or 3 times. You'll be racing to the restroom every 45 minutes. It is exactly the opposite of what you want. You assure yourself a night of no sleep, dehydration, and a significant danger of collapsing. These drugs are intended to drain fluid from your body during the day while you are awake, active, and near a restroom. That is why your doctor recommends taking them in the morning. Your micro tip is simple. Water pills are a morning remedy. It is normally better to take a water pill for blood pressure in the morning. That way, it works during the day, rather than when you're attempting to sleep. If your doctor has specifically instructed you to take it at night, do as directed. However, unless specifically indicated for nighttime use, diuretics should not be used before bed. In the evening, drink only what you need. Just a few sips of your recommended prescription. Myth number 6. I need to strengthen my bladder by drinking more and holding it longer throughout the day. The advice goes like this. Your bladder is simply weak and twitchy. You have to train it like a muscle. Drink additional water and resist the need to use the restroom. Make it wait. This is a typical example of utilizing the correct tool for the wrong task. You are conflating 2 distinct diagnoses. Bladder training is a proven treatment for overactive bladder, OAB. That is a condition in which your bladder muscle spasms and prompts you to pee even when it is not full. You rush to the restroom and only a small amount comes out. However, as we discussed in myth number 3, the majority of nocturia in older persons is not caused by OAB. It's nocturnal polyuria, or an excess of urine. Your bladder is not twitchy, it is full. It is shouting at you for a perfectly valid reason. Let me express it this way. If your kidneys are going to create a quart of urine overnight, it doesn't matter whether you have a trained bladder or a bladder made of steel. You are about to get up. Training your bladder not to complain when it's full is similar to training your smoke alarm not to beep when the house is on fire. It is meaningless. You're simply disregarding a valid signal, and you'll get up regardless. All right, we made it. We have debunked the 6 most hazardous myths. You have stopped panicking. You have stopped drying yourself out. You don't blame your bladder anymore, and you've returned that water pill to the morning cabinet. Give yourself a help. You now know more about this than 90% of those who are affected by it. But now, what do we do? You've been patient, and now I'll offer you the 6 genuine working tips I promised. Let's get started on your new nighttime routine with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is the 75 to 25 fluid regimen. This is the most practical thing you can start doing right now. This is the smart hydration strategy we discussed. It's simple. Take all of the liquid you would regularly consume in a day. This includes your coffee, tea, water, soup, and juice. We are going to divide it. 75% of your total fluids should be consumed by 4 p.m. That's a huge hydration window. If you regularly drink 8 glasses of drinks every day, 6 of them are finished by 4 p.m. You drink 1 glass with breakfast, 1 in the middle of the morning, 1 with lunch, and another in the middle of the afternoon. You're front-loading your body, just like that plant. The final 25%, your last 2 glasses, you can drink slowly between 4 and, say, 7 p.m. And now for the golden rule, the portion that cannot be negotiated. You don't drink anything for 2 hours before going to bed. If you go to bed at 10 a.m., your kitchen will close at 8 p.m. If you go to bed at 11 p.m., your final sip will be at 9 p.m. This provides your kidneys time. It gives them 2 hours to process the remaining fluid, filter it, and transfer it to your bladder before you fall asleep. Then, you can empty your bladder one final time and begin the night with a completely empty tank. But how about my pills? I hear you. Sure, take your medication. Take it with the minimal amount of water possible. We are talking about 1 or 2 tablespoons, just enough to get the tablet down. We're not talking about downing a full 8-ounce glass. This one modification alone can reduce your overnight trips by half. Tip number 2, unload your legs before going to bed. Okay, tip number 2, this is my favorite. This is the aha moment I had promised you. Remember when I advised you to look at your ankles? Remember when I mentioned that your nocturia could be a leg problem rather than a bladder one? Here's exactly why. All day long you sit, stand, and stroll. Gravity is a powerful force. Many of us over the age of 60 have weaker circulation and veins than we did previously. So, fluid, water from your own bloodstream slowly leaks out of the tiny blood vessels and accumulates in the tissues of your lower legs. This is the puffiness that occurs at the end of the day. This is edema. This is not a small quantity of water. By dinner time, you could have 1, 2, or 3 pounds of extra water weight in your lower legs. So, what happens at 10 p.m.? You lie down in bed, you go flat. Suddenly, gravity does not hold that fluid in your legs anymore. And over the next 2, 3, or 4 hours, all of that trapped water, all 2 pounds of it, gradually reabsorbed into your bloodstream. And where does your blood go? Through the kidneys. Your kidneys notice all the extra fluid and say, "Whoa, we're flooded. Too much fluid in the system. We need to get rid of this immediately." They urinate at 1 a.m., 2:30 a.m., and 4 a.m. Your nocturia is simply you peeing in the middle of the night after getting water in your ankles yesterday afternoon. So here's the brilliant and simple solution. Unload your legs before going to bed. Go lie down on the sofa about an hour before bedtime. But don't simply lie flat. Put your feet up. Place them on a stack of pillows. Place them on the arm of the sofa. The rule is simple. Your ankles should be higher than your heart. Just stay there for 30 or 40 minutes. Watch the news, read a book, and talk to your spouse. You are utilizing gravity to your benefit. You are currently draining all of the fluid from your legs back into your bloodstream while you are still awake. Your kidneys will process it within the next hour. You'll use the restroom before getting into bed, so that fluid will never have the opportunity to wake you up. This is a game changer. The third tip is to avoid salty foods in the evening. This brings us to tip number 3, which is an excellent complement to tip number 2. If the fluid in your legs is the problem, why does it stay there in the first place? The number one culprit is salt. Consider salt and sodium to be small magnets for water. Where salt goes, water follows. When you eat a lot of salt, your body retains water to keep the salt-water ratio balanced. That extra water needs to be stored somewhere. And where's the best place for gravity to pull it? You guessed it, right down into your legs and ankles. Eating a salty dinner is equivalent to feeding your swollen leg. Then, at night, your body works double time. It has to remove the fluid from tip number 2, as well as all of the excess salt. And to remove salt, it must use even more water. It is a vicious cycle. So the rule is simple. A low-salt dinner. I call it the evening salt ban. I'm not just referring to the salt shaker on your table. That's easy. The real enemy is the hidden salt found in processed foods. Here's a list of foods that you should avoid eating for dinner. Canned goods. Canned soup is the worst offender, but so are canned vegetables, fish, and stews. To preserve them, they are loaded with sodium. Processed meats include hot dogs, sausages, bacon, ham, jerky, and deli meat. They are literally cured with salt. Cheese, particularly hard, salty cheeses such as Parmesan and cheddar. A little is fine. But a heavy cheesy meal is a surefire way to ruin your night. Pickled items and sauces. Pickles, olives, and sauerkraut. Next, there are the bottled sauces. Soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, ketchup, and BBQ sauce. They are simply liquid salt. Have a simple and fresh dinner. A baked chicken breast with herbs, a piece of fish, steamed vegetables, and a salad with an easy oil and vinegar dressing. This, combined with elevating your feet, will make a significant difference. Let's move on to tip number 4. This is the professional level move for dealing with leg swelling. Tip number 2, feet up, is how you drain the fluid. Tip number 3, without salt, is how you reduce the fluid. This tip, number 4, explains how to keep the fluid from pooling in the first place. The tool, compression socks, or stockings. I know they aren't the most fashionable items. But who cares about fashion when you have a full 8 hours of sleep? These aren't simply tight socks. These are medical-grade garments. You put them on in the morning before you get out of bed or immediately after you shower. You wear them all day while you're active before the swelling sets in. They give your legs a gentle, consistent, and supportive squeeze. This squeeze strengthens your veins and tissues. It makes it much more difficult for that fluid to leak out of your bloodstream and collect in your ankles. They essentially perform the tasks for which your circulation may require assistance. This is critical. You must consult your doctor before purchasing these. You must be measured for the correct size and pressure level. You should also ensure that you do not have any other conditions, such as peripheral artery disease, PAD. That would make these socks unsuitable for you. Remember that this is a supplement to, not a replacement for, tip 2. The socks will prevent the majority of the swelling, and elevating your feet at night will drain any remaining fluid. It's an excellent 1-2 punch. Tip number 5, the double void technique. Tip number 5 is a simple practical trick known as the double void technique. This is especially useful for anyone who feels they can't completely empty their bladder in one sitting, especially gentlemen with an enlarged prostate. This is the proper way to do it. Go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet just before bedtime. Yes, gentlemen, for this to work, you must sit, relax, and empty your bladder normally. Do not rush. Instead of getting up, stay seated. Take a deep breath and relax for 20-30 seconds. Then, lean forward slightly. You can place your hands on your knees. Try gently rocking your pelvis back and forth a few times. Do not push or strain. Simply relax your muscles again and see what happens. You will often be surprised to see another ounce or two of urine come out. That is the remaining urine, which would have woken you up at 1 a.m. This double void makes sure your bladder is as empty as possible before turning off the lights. We've reached our final tip, and, as promised, tip 6 is the most important piece of advice in the entire video. Before I give it to you, if you found any value in this video, please click the red subscribe button and ring the bell. It costs you nothing and simply notifies you when I upload new videos to help you live a healthier lifestyle. Thank you for that. Tip number 6. Consult the doctor's diary. Thank you for staying with me through this. This tip is known as the doctor's diary. The first 5 tips will help you manage the symptom and get more sleep beginning tonight. However, they do not address the underlying cause. Remember, as we stated in myth number 1, Nocturia is a check engine light. You can't just tape over the light and say you fixed the engine. So here's your homework for the week. Create a bladder diary. You only have to do it for 2 or 3 days. On one side of a page, write down everything you drank, including the type and quantity. Be honest. 9 a.m., 1 8-ounce cup of coffee. 12:30 p.m., 1 12-ounce can of soda. On the other hand, write down every time you use the restroom. Write the time and an estimated amount. You do not need a measuring cup. Simply choose small, medium, or large. Here's the disclaimer. Please do not simply accept this or follow my advice while ignoring the underlying cause. You walk into your doctor's office, hand them the diary, and explain what's going on. Help me figure out why. This diary is invaluable to a doctor. It immediately tells them whether the problem is with your bladder, frequent small voids, or your kidneys and circulation. With this diary, your doctor can begin the actual investigation. They'll check your heart. Waking up to pee is one of the first signs of congestive heart failure, which occurs when the heart does not pump sufficiently and fluid accumulates. They will check your blood sugar for diabetes, which causes you to excrete more urine. They will examine your kidneys to ensure that they are functioning properly. They will inquire about your snoring and may recommend that you undergo a sleep study to rule out sleep apnea. This is a major hidden cause of nocturia that almost no one knows about. Please use my first 5 tips to get some sleep, but use this 6th tip to protect your health. Don't become a victim. Become an investigator. Do not ignore this signal. So, there you have it. Waking up at night is not a cause for concern, but it is also not something you must accept as part of the aging process. It provides a reason to act. Begin with the first 5 tips tonight. Set a drinking schedule, relax, and limit your salt intake. But please do not skip tip number 6. Make the diary. Visit your doctor. Find out why. You deserve to sleep soundly and be healthy. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Now, I want to hear from you. Scroll down to the comments section below. And if you want to continue walking this path with me, studying health, healing, and deeper living in your elderly years, be sure to subscribe and touch the bell button. Every week, I'll be right here with you, telling everyone that we're still alive. I will see you in the next video.